This is TradeFlow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. TradeFlow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets. Oil prices fell for a third day on Thursday amid uncertainty about supplies after the collapse of OPEC Plus talks this week raised the possibility that the deal to curb output could fall apart. Brent crude oil futures were down 35 cents, or 0.4%, at $73.08 a barrel by 13:55 GMT, and U.S. West Texas Intermediate futures were down 51 cents, or 0.7%, at $71.69. Both contracts hit their lowest in about 3 weeks earlier in the session. But the Brent 6-month spread remains in backwardation, with the front-month price higher than later months. This suggests that no immediate flooding of the market is anticipated, PVM analysts said in a note.
Trade ministers from the United States and Canada expressed concern on Wednesday about Mexico's energy policies, as they met with their Mexican counterpart to mark the one-year anniversary of a regional trade pact. U.S. Trade Representative, USTR, Catherine Tai told reporters during a joint news conference that the United States is closely following Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador's approach to the oil and power sectors, and seemed to suggest underlying differences. With respect to the energy policies that we see being discussed and envisioned by the López Obrador administration, we are watching very closely. We are raising our concerns. We are here to engage, Tai said, without citing specific issues.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
A Louisiana parish council has approved a property tax exemption for a project that a company official said could be the savior of independent refiner PBF Energy and its Chalmette, Louisiana refinery. The exemption, approved late on Tuesday, will save PBF $91 million over 10 years in property taxes for a new renewable diesel unit, according to documents filed by PBF with the Council of St. Bernard Parish on the east side of New Orleans. PBF wants to use the tax break to attract a partner for the conversion of an idled hydrocracker, which made diesel from gas oil, into a renewable diesel unit that will make the truck fuel from animal fats.
Veteran diplomat Hardeep Singh Puri became India's new oil minister on Thursday, an appointment welcomed by energy experts who expect him to strike better import deals and showcase New Delhi as an attractive destination for investment in the sector. Puri's appointment comes amid public anger over record-high fuel prices in India, which is now the world's third-largest importer and consumer of oil and is seeking to strike better bargains with producers. His past experience as India's permanent representative to the United Nations will serve Puri well in his new role, diplomats and sector experts said.
Next, we have the top news in metal markets.
An opposition-sponsored bill to impose a royalties tax on miners in Chile could generate significant economic impacts, affecting employment and future fiscal income from mining as well as potentially production, the country's finance minister told lawmakers on Wednesday. The bill in its present form could hike taxes on miners by up to 75% depending on the price of copper, Chile's key export, Finance Minister Rodrigo Cerda said in a presentation to the Senate Mining Committee. Were we to have a very high tax burden, it could have a knock-on impact against future investments that would in turn generate jobs in the sector and higher tax revenue, he said.
Gold edged higher on Thursday, having earlier climbed to a 3-week peak, as easing U.S. dollar and Treasury yields boosted the safe haven metal's appeal. Spot gold rose 0.2% to $1,806.09 per ounce by 10:25 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, 14:25 GMT, having earlier hit a peak since June 17 at $1,818.10. U.S. gold futures were 0.2% higher at $1,805.50. The market is still getting signs from economic data that we're still pretty far away from substantial progress in the economy and getting the labor market back to where it needs to be for the Fed to raise interest rates, said Edward Moya, senior market analyst at OANDA. We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector. World food prices fell in June for the first time in 12 months, pushed lower by declines in vegetable oils, cereals and dairy products, the United Nations Food Agency said on Thursday. The Rome-based FAO also said in a statement that worldwide cereal harvests would come in at nearly 2.817 billion tons in 2021, slightly down on its previous estimate, but still on course to hit an annual record. The Food and Agriculture Organization's Food Price Index, which measures monthly changes for a basket of cereals, oilseeds, dairy products, meat and sugar, averaged 124.6 points last month versus a revised 127.8 in May.
That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.